The basic education sector has over the period undergone various reforms, curriculum change that is going to see the reduction of subjects at the kindergarten level and at the basic level. But one that has caused a stir among the public is the introduction of a uniform for all public basic schools. We want to pick the thoughts of the public on this episode of News Connect on City TV. My name is Kojo Agyeman. Stay tuned.
I think that it's a reformation that we are seeing in our system. It have come at a point where I think hand in hand is good, but not neglecting the fact that we have some other educational facilities that is lacking. But then I think that all things being equal, if we could have considered that particular area as a priority, it would have been much better than considering this at this particular moment.
Which other priority areas are you talking about?
I mean, we are talking about students, being under trees. Recently, we heard of the student ability to pay for examination fee, and then the tutors have to write on blackboards for that matter. And I think that Ghana has come of age that we need to elevate ourselves from that kind of level.
Someone will also say that the old brown, dark brown and then light brown, what we normally call kokonte and Nkatinkwang, has outlived its time. So perhaps it's a good time for us to introduce a new uniform. In fact, the ministry, the Ghana Education Service has explained that it psychologically prepares the student to see themselves as one, and also to think of them of going to a senior high school level.
I believe it is, but the point is that during my father's time, they have to put on cloth, as a form of a color to school. But that does not prevent them from, achieving whatever height that they want to achieve. I don't believe that wearing a particular uniform probably would have to if you go to this other college, they wear black and white. If you go to Infantipim, they wear red. But what difference does that make as a student to them? I believe the most important things is the addition that we add to education. If you are talking about the change in syllabus, that one makes a lot of sense, because now the world is growing and the former syllabus we used to use probably might not fit into the now current global trend. So then, if you are talking about uniform, what does uniform have to do basically with the changing trends of economic change or economic running?
It's too early for the government to do that. It's like he's rushing things right now. He has to do things one at a time. That's what I think about that.
Well, the argument is that it is going to make pupils who attend public schools very confident, and also psychologically prepare them to the second cycle schools. Because the complaint is that the usual dark and brown and then light brown, the kokonte, what is usually called kokonte and Nkatinkwang, it's demeaning and it doesn't make them feel confident.
Okay. Sorry if I may ask a question. Has the children themselves said this? Those who are on the uniform, did they say they are not comfortable with it?
Well, we've not heard from the students.
Okay, so I think their ideas too count. The government should find out from them what they want, their needs. Are they okay with that? Would they be happy when it is changed before taking this decision? Because the children too, their ideas are important. And I believe they are also part of the government, so far as they are our future leaders. I don't think changing the uniform will make them smart, psychological, whatever. So I think the children's ideas need to be included.
So you think that we should include the views of the pupils?
I think so, especially the students. By using the media, just like we use the media to reach the government, we can use the same media to reach the children, for it to reach the government as well. I think it will be very important to hear from the children themselves what they really want, their idea about changing this uniform.
Government needs to set its priorities well first. The school uniform is good. It's good, but as my brother said, you should consider the teaching and learning materials first. You understand? The school uniform is good 50-50 because the school uniform boosts the children's morale, which is also essential for their learning. The morale boosting is also good. But it should not leave do one thing and leave one side. It should go hand in hand. The uniform boosts their morale because they are now part of the secondary school. It's a secondary school, so it's good because they would not see themselves as what secondary school graduates. But the government should let it go in hand with the TLMs. You understand?
But government has also said that the uniform will psychologically prepare the students to move on to the next stage.
Yeah, there's a saying I can. You cannot leave the school uniform. You can't leave the school uniform and come to the TLMs. You cannot also leave the TLMs and come to it should go hand in hand. At least he can start little by little, poco a poco. He can start from JHS 1.
I think it's not a good idea because it's not even nicer compared to the other one. They are both not nice though, but I don't think it's necessary since schools are under trees and people kneeling down to study and all that. To me, it's not really necessary.
Must we clear all our schools under trees before we become innovative?
Not exactly, at least 90% or 80%, it's okay because it's not going to be 100% perfectly done and all that. So I think 80% or something. At least the students should be in a good condition to study. If you have good environment to study, you feel like you want to study. But when you are under tree, you don't even feel like going to school in the first place. So I think it's not a bad idea though, but it's not a good idea either. Psychologically, this is not it. I don't think psychologically this is the solution to that. And they have to get another way for cleansing their mind or giving them psychological boost. It should be more than getting a new uniform.
Some have argued that government's introduction of the new school uniform is a bad timing.
Okay, for me, I don't think it's a bad timing actually. Looking at the fact that we have used the old uniform for like 30 years, I think it's about time we have a new uniform or we change it. Yes, that's my opinion.
At a time when we still have schools under trees, when teachers are writing on blackboards for our examinations.
Well, I think we can improve on those things, but then those things will forever be with us. I mean, believe you me, they will be with us even if Jesus Christ comes to rule. So for me, I think yes, one step at a time. We can do it with the school uniform, and then maybe subsequently they can also look at other things as well, like the schools under trees and what have you. Because the first time I heard schools under trees was years back, and we are still having it. Yeah, so I'm not sure we can solve that before we come and do something else. Okay, so it should go hand in hand.
It must be gradual. So if, as of today, the leaders believe that the uniform is one of the factors that they should consider in boosting children's psychological makeup so that they can have that confidence to learn, I don't think it's a bad idea. Because I believe that sometimes the uniform that the basic school students wear, the government public schools actually, some of them make them feel inferior compared to the private schools. So if there is a need for us to do something about the way they appear so that they can look decent and have confidence to also learn, it's all good.
The public is divided over the introduction of the new school uniform. But what we know is that government has explained and defended why it is introducing this school uniform. My name is Kojo Agyeman, and that will be all for this episode of News Connect on City TV.